Men under 40 takes about 10 seconds without getting an erection. 30% of people under 40 consult their social media right after having sex. 20% of people under 35 use their cell phones during sex. 7 out of 10 women date men they meet online, and all admit to regretting it. Having sex after going to the gym is a good idea. Exercise increases blood flow to the genital area and increases testosterone. Women are a mystery to men. There are certain aspects of female psychology that are still not fully understood. Did you know that 97% of women in the world choose a man as a partner depending on how good he is in bed? According to statistics, 80% of women are orgasmic. That is, they have never experienced an orgasm in their lives. For the vast majority of women, sex starts before sex, so don't just focus on getting her on all fours. Think about how to stimulate her before that. 40% of men and 35% of women only had sex once a week because they work too many hours at their jobs. The more work you have, the more stress you have, and the more stress you have, the less sex you have. There is no relationship between the size of the foot and the size of the manhood, and although many people believe that the size of the manhood is associated with the size of the feet, this is nothing more than a myth. Greece is the most sexual place in the world. Like the ear and nose, the clitoris never stops growing in your 30s and is 4 times bigger than it actually is. Pumpkin odor is able to stimulate blood flow, helps with erection. Many women think that they are orgasmic, but there are some reasons such as continuous medication, hormonal dysfunction, or lack of ability on the part of men. "85% of couples in the United States don't have sexual conversations about what the other person likes, and so they end up getting bored with sex." During orgasm, the woman releases the famous and precious hormone endorphin, known as the happiness hormone. It also helps to relieve physical and emotional pain. Female ejaculation, or better known as squirt, is not an urban legend, but many women claim to have experienced this while masturbating, not with a man. There are some foods that increase sexual desire. One of them is raspberry. The female private part averages 3 to 4 centimeters in length, but can expand by 200% when sexually aroused. Nearly 75% of respondents would like to have sex at least 3 times a week. An Italian study found that women who ate apple experienced increased lubrication and sexual function, boosting their libido. Women are slower to climax. Unlike men, they need at least 15 minutes of correct stimulation. Studies have found that masturbation in women can reduce the risk of type 2 diabetes. Frequent sex and orgasms are not prescribed by doctors, but they act directly on the immune system, strengthening it. Orgasm in women begins in the brain. It's no use for the man to be trying his best if the woman is thinking about what to do tomorrow and not focusing on. There are no excuses for not using condoms and being vulnerable to STDs. We automatically go after people who smell good and are more attractive. Ginger stimulates feeling of excitement. Get your heart rate up, get your blood flowing, and get excited for the night ahead. In England, 90% of adults are admitted to having some form of sexual interaction in the office. One study found that good sex activates the region of the brain associated with passion. Condoms stored in wallets for more than a month are more likely to break. A university study from Indiana found that the use of condoms does not affect the production of orgasms. If your wife always remembers things from the past in maximum detail, don't worry, it's normal for women to have a better memory capacity. A clitoral orgasm can cause 5 to 15 contractions and last 10 to 30 seconds. A clitoral contains 9,000 sensitive nerve endings, twice the number of nerve endings in the manhood. If you want to address the clitoris labia and female organ together, the vulva is the umbrella term. Women have two erogenous zones, the G-spot and the opening of the cervix. Nerve endings are distributed differently in each woman's private organ, like a snowflake. Every woman is unique in the sense that her nerve endings are distributed in her genital differently than any other. Being well hydrated leads to better orgasms, as the body is mostly liquid. Being tied up increases a person's ability to reach orgasm. After menopause, the clitoris can be 2.5 times larger than when the same woman was a teenager. No wonder some women have stronger orgasms in their midlife and 50s. Some women like to be touched gently, while others like a lot more sexualization. Your brain is less attentive during intercourse as the trigger for fear and anxiety is switched off during female orgasm. Women love these three positions to reach orgasm over their shoulders and on all fours. These three sex positions are the most likely to make you orgasm. 1. Cowgirl. This move puts you in control. You can determine the pace and depth of penetration, mixing up shallow and deep thrust. The variety helps to stimulate the front third of your vagina, which is the most sensitive. 2. Doggy style. Penetration from behind allows the tip of his manhood to touch your cervix, which is covered in nerve endings. Have him thrust slowly and gently. 3. Missionary. It's intimate. You can look each other in the eyes and maximize skin-to-skin contact. You'll also enjoy the friction of his pelvis on her clitoris. Drinking or eating something sweet before having oral sex will help you have a smoother tongue, which will be more pleasurable for her or him. Feeling cold feet is an obstacle to reaching orgasm. One survey found that wearing stockings increased the number of women getting the mood from 50 to 80%. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share.